Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream here in Idea Studio. I'm Dana.
I'm Chip.
A lot going on this week. Oh, I gotta move the camera. I'm like all behind. There we go. Boom. There we go. Put Jib in frame. Ha 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 ha. A lot going on. A lot going on in Bangkok this week. I don't even know. So much craziness since the weekend. Was it the weekend or earlier in the week? I think it was Sunday?
Wait, is that?
Believe so.
Wait, let me think.
While you're thinking, I see we got Joe, your mojo in the comments. He was hanging out 2 hours ago in the comments, and we got Cody. What's going on, Cody?
So it's like a Sunday night time, which is Monday before morning.
Yes, it was like 3 a.m. Monday morning. A chemical plant in Samut Prakan
ใช่
exploded. Hey, Eric S., what's going on, man? I see you popping in the chat. Good morning to you as well, sir. So, yeah, Samut Prakan, a chemical plant, exploded, blew up, and so some of the videos online are just crazy. They've got crazy crazy videos from people's security cameras of just like their windows being blown out, their walls being blown out, their cars being like lifted off the ground. Now, they had cleared a 5-mile radius, a 5 kilometer. Sorry, 5 kilometer radius from the site, and that was to kind of like for safety, and then they put like a warning out for 10 kilometers, and we live at kilometer 11.
Yes.
So, because we're in the southern part of Bangkok, and so Samut Prakan is the next province south of us. Real quick, I see John Po. What's going on, man? Sawadi Krop. So it'd be Sawadi Krop, Lung and Po. Pa. Lung and Pa. Uncle and auntie. Lung Pa.
Ka Lung John.
Lung John. So, yeah, the chemical explosion has been like pretty big news, and then they thought they had it out.
Yeah, it's like, I woke up like Monday and it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like when I check Facebook. So it's like, now I don't really have to like watch TV or read newspaper. It's just like, okay, go to Facebook.
And, I thought that, I went to bed late Sunday night. I was talking to a few people, and it was like close to that 3 o'clock time. So I think I heard thunder, but I didn't hear like it wasn't like a concussive, explosive type of thing. It was just like off in the distance. But when you see the videos, it was insane.
Nah.
Amazakian, what's going on? I see you.
Factory is like they made foam.
Then they have petrochemicals
and like a plastic something.
Yeah.
So they are.
Plastic
I think
beads.
the chemical is a styrene monomer, which is I have to think about like, okay, I used to take class chemical safety, like, yeah, that's bad.
Sahara W, what's going on? And BMP Chris, top of the morning to you, my friend, out there in Oz. So yeah, the chemicals that they had in the plant were actually like they're petrochemical. Now, one of the things that is interesting is we saw some satellite imagery from the area starting in 2001. So
like 32 years ago that this plant built.
Yeah, and what year was it rezoned? 2001?
It's year 46. This is year 64.
Yeah. So what we ended up seeing was that there's a buildup of residential areas.
So let's say they rewrite a rule about that area after Suvarnabhumi Airport built. So like that factory is there before airport. And then when they build the airport, the land price like racing crazy. And then someone said, okay, we will rewrite that this area can like be like a commercial area, can live, like can build village, which is around that is like more other factory.
So-
because it was
Yeah.
say that
Industrial zone.
yeah, that before airport. So like someone dig deep about that story and like find out who own land around that. It's like, my family house is like quarter of the right.
Chai.
Someone own like 1,000 right
Oh.
or more.
So-
and many
Yeah.
people who like already rich and like some name that I know that they
Well, if you own 1,000 rye, you're probably rich.
of course and
Yeah.
like they like relate to people in the government that time. It's like
It was 20 years ago when they rezoned.
yeah.
Now, what we end up seeing in the rezone images and the satellite imagery was that when it was clearly just an industrial zone, it was pretty much just factories, barren land. There's a lot of retention ponds down there as well. Now, what we saw was starting really 2001 to 2009, there was a little bit. Right, 2009, there was a big boom in construction of villages and like mubans, little soys that popped up in that area, literally next to this chemical plant. So there are a lot of people who are directly impacted by this explosion just because like their proximity is way closer than it should be. Now, I think that there's a weird move. Obviously, people wanted to live closer to Suvarnabhumi because in that area became much more viable because of the airport and all this industry built up around there, and people who worked there wanted to live near there. There were all these factors at play, but it's so crazy to me. It is so crazy to say we're gonna put residential housing next to chemical plants, next to plants that
big.
Yeah, that are that big. They have storage tanks of chemicals. But one of the scary things was, so there was 2 explosions that I know about at the plant. And then I think it was Monday afternoon, they were reporting that there was a 3rd tank underground that they couldn't get access to. And finally, I guess like the manager of the plant was like, no, there's no more tanks. And Tuesday, they said they had the fire out. And then Tuesday afternoon, the fire was back in another explosion.
But like not bad
Yeah,
same as
not
the first time.
Yeah, not as like earth
but
shattering.
like this time like maybe this situation make people can like understand more about how you work with other people. So there's like the drone team who is like a startup in Thailand, like fly the drone, try to see like where's the valve because no one can walk in.
Yeah.
And like, so that team found where's the valve. So like helicopter kind of dropped the foam on the file and like
Nice.
3 firefighter get in there and turn off the valve.
No,
Which is, oh my God, it's like Hollywood movie.
Yeah, it's
but
definitely
it's real
crazy.
story.
Yeah. But a couple of firefighters did die from this.
One.
I thought a couple, no? Just one?
No, one. And like maybe many injury from like burn.
I think it was the second explosion where I heard that there was a couple that had died.
No, one day.
Okay.
Like he's just 19.
Oh,
He's a
young.
volunteer, not
Yeah.
like a government staff. He is a volunteer.
Yeah, so
Sad.
it's going to be hopefully it is a learning experience for the local government in Samut Prakan and the Thai government in general about zoning.
Yeah.
And you
Yes,
know,
I hope like from this situation will make people think about like where they're gonna buy a house or should they build it next to this? Because we like have this kind of similar problem before, but not with a chemical factory. It's about like a pig farm.
Well, so I was going to say, I know in Patumtani, I believe there was a a slaughterhouse for animals in Patumtani, and there were houses like literally right up against the perimeter fence of this slaughterhouse.
Okay.
And I would drive past there when I was at the university, and you would see animals escape from this slaughterhouse all the time. So I remember one day, now Patumtani it's not a major city, but it's like a major city for where it is. It's only one province north of Bangkok, just like Samut Prakan is one province
next
south.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like no one's like, oh wow, Patumtani's so awesome, right? Thank you for the coffee, Joe, my man. Thank you so much.
Jam is taking online class now. She wake up today.
Yeah. So this is the thing. There's, like no one goes to Patumtani is like, oh wow, this is such a cool city. They're like, it's a small little dinky thing next to Bangkok. But I can remember driving through there, and it's populated because people move out of the city to be able to afford better places.
House cheap.
Yeah. And I remember a cow walking across the street that clearly had just escaped from the slaughterhouse. Now, you see cows in like Ubon Ratchathani, Udon Thani, not that big a deal. They're in the street, especially water buffalo. You'll see water buffalo.
Chill out, walk around.
Yeah. In this, like literally outside the center of the city, like downtown. Not a big deal. Somewhere like Patumtani that's a little bit more built up, you don't expect to see that. And you're just like, what's going on? And I imagine, Samut Prakan, I've only been a few times, I imagine it's very similar. Very similar. Yamazaki says, meanwhile, fireworks goes off unplanned in the U.S. Yeah, I saw the thing in L.A.
Unplanned?
They had a fireworks thing where it blew up. They seized a bunch of illegal fireworks and blew up like a city block.
Wow, a block?
Yeah. Well, I think there was also improvised explosives. I don't know all the details. Chris, what's up? Hey, Craig, what's going on, retired friend? Mojo, Craig. Oh, what's Craig? Guess I'm. Oh, I want to go back real quick, John. This is a scary thing. They used to have something called the death train roll through our city once a month. Literally, if it's spilled, there's a 7-mile kill zone. It derailed once, but no spill. Man, I can't imagine like every month you have the stress of this damn train going through.
But like it's better than you get it and you die because you cannot run fast enough. Oh
man, yeah. I wasn't the whole movie was it Unstoppable with Denzel Washington?
That's a train.
Yeah, like the whole thing was that the train was carrying dangerous chemicals.
Oh.
Like, and then it had to go over these like crazy elevated train tracks.
Okay.
What Craig said, my Thai sister, 900 meters from the blast. Ooh,
yeah.
Blew the house and car windows and doors out, etc.
Yeah.
No, she has new modern house. She has now fled to Hoi Hin house. Yeah. Yeah, so 900 meters, not that far. It's like, I think one of the houses I saw a video from, Craig, they were even further than that, and their car lifted off the ground during the explosion. So, I mean, it's so wild. Craig, did your sister know that there was a chemical plant when she bought that house? Or, like, was that type of stuff disclosed when she moved in, like when she bought the place? Or was it just kind of like, oh, it's new property? Like, did people know those things? I'm just curious because...
Oh, I don't know.
Right? Because the government rezoned it. And then developers, people who own that land, started to build stuff up. Right? I'm wondering, did they disclose this type of stuff? Or like did the government not mandate a disclosure, or how did it go? It would be really interesting.
So this is other remark that we have to check when we're gonna get the house.
Yeah.
Like check Google Map.
Yeah.
Any
chemical plant
factory around us, because last night, like evening, there's other fire in Lat Krabang factory. But that one is like industrial area, like maybe just only factories in that, like behind that
Yeah.
wall, but it's still, fire.
Like I
It's
wouldn't,
a perfume company.
so I wouldn't mind to live next to like a factory that made like T-shirts, right? Or like ceramic mugs. I don't want to live next to a perfume factory. I don't want to live next to a petrochemical
Do you
factory.
know T-shirt factory still can get on fire?
Oh no, I'm saying like yes, but they don't have tanks of explosive chemicals.
Yes, but they still have a lot of material that can
Yes,
get on fire.
but if it's contained within a factory and they have the wall, if it's proper. I'm just saying like there are certain things I wouldn't mind to live next to, and then there are other things
Salmon
that
factory.
were hard. No, probably no. Too much of a fishy smell. But I wouldn't want to live next to the fish market. Every day you're just smelling fish. So
My primary school, my first year, like for like the building is next to the house that steam mackerel. Every day I smell it.
every day, how sickening was that?
So I don't eat mackerel, like Thai mackerel,
Like
fried mackerel.
Columbus Blue Jacket goalie killed in the chest. Damn.
What?
I guess that's hockey. Got hit with a firework in the chest and died.
Joy!
America, that's freedom. You gotta be able to set off pyrotechnics.
So that's for July 4th?
Yeah.
So basically it's like you come out and like light the firework and get hurt?
Yeah. I know a few people who have lost parts of fingers or parts of hands.
Oh, it's the same here, but it's not 4th of July. It's bangfire.
All the people who I know that who lit off fireworks on 4th of July usually insist on being inebriated beforehand. So, drink copious amounts of alcohol, then handle low-grade pyrotechnics. Frank thought that all of Bangkok was zoned for chemical plants.
No, Frank. Why you think so?
I think he's trolling us.
Oh, Frank. Then I will ring your bell at 12.
Hey Siri, can you fact check if all of Bangkok is zoned for chemical plants? No, brand new development, probably cheap land. They actually bought
No.
2 houses in the project.
Yo.
Both houses uninhabitable now.
Yeah!
Imagine, so no disclosure. They were told it was cheap land, new houses.
Yeah, it's like new house, nice design.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, why not, right? But near the factory. So I don't know because the name of the factory is like something like Ming Ta. So like how can you know it's a chemical? You
Yeah.
have to Google it. Like what is that this plant
If
made?
I owned a chemical factory in a province in Thailand, I would name it Not a Dangerous Chemical Factory. Or
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
nice safe factory to live next to.
Yeah. Right. This is a
Happiness factory.
this is like how you can marketing your product here. Like you just write it like something like that. Yeah, I know.
Happiness factory.
Frank may know it.
Yeah. I think Happiness Factory is where Bareback Walsh used to hang out.
I don't think that's a factory either.
Oh, he's not in the office. Okay.
Oh dear.
How many hours was the last flight from America for you, Dana? And no layover? My last flight from America,
San Francisco?
San Francisco. So I flew to Cali. I flew from Cali to Japan, then Japan to Bangkok.
I don't know.
So I think it's like 18 hours to Japan from Cali, and then 6 hours from Narita to
Japan to Thailand, yeah, maybe
six and a half. And that's it. One layover, one transit. But there's no direct flights anymore. There used to be a LA to Bangkok, and they canceled it. So no more direct flights for Americans.
No, too long.
Yeah, I met a guy who owned like half of the tennis court at Hyatt in Hawaii. Family wouldn't sell, only lease. Also gets a week free every year at the Hyatt around the world. That's nice. Good part of a deal. Week free at any Hyatt globally. Hyatt's got some nice locations. Indeed.
โอ้ย Hyatt Erawan Bangkok
Yeah.
Oh, that one, like at the junction
Yeah.
over Central World, Gayson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen, I've been to a conference there. It's quite nice. Quite nice.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole thing with this chemical plant kind of wild.
Yeah.
And you know the fact that the way it went down was kind of crazy. You know, wake up and like the one thing we did right away was check the wind maps. Like, how do the wind maps look around Thailand and where's it blowing? And so in the morning it was blowing east. Oh, sorry, not east. It was blowing west. And then it started to blow more north as the day went on. I was like, oh, top of the morning to you, Patty. Patty out there with the sack of potatoes. Potatoes for breakfast. A little potato hash. Some whiskey. Oh, it's only 10, 11 hours to, I went to NRT. It's 10 or 11 hours to NRT from Cali. I remember, you know what, 18 was my very first flight was Atlanta to NRT, ATL. For whatever reason, I flew from Ohio to Atlanta, NRT to Suvarnabhumi, BKK, Suvarnabhumi.
Suvarnabhumi. No, BH is equal
No,
to K.
I always get, I think it's funny when people call Suvarnabhumi.
You don't know how to read Romanized?
No. Yeah, it's been a while since I've flown, man. Especially like international flights, yeah, but like international to like KL, right? Not. I'd never go to Singapore. If I can travel back, like when I go overseas, one of the things I never book through Singapore. I just hate being in Singapore for anything. It's way too stressful.
But you like the food court there?
The food court is nice in Singapore.
In the airport?
The staff food court. If you,
Secret one?
Yeah, if you go down to the basement. Quite a nice food court. And cheap. Like, I got a bunch of Indian food at the food court in Singapore, and it was the staff food court. And it was like maybe $2 or $3 Singapore dollars. Like, cheaper than street food out in Singapore. You just have to know how to, like, find your way down to it. Joe says I was 10 and lit a firecracker and threw away the match. Damn it. Yeah. He thought he threw the firecracker, but he threw the match.
Oh! Do you have 10 fingers, Joe?
He still has them, I think. The nonstop flight Alex to Bangkok was Thai Airways. I hear Thai Airways is not doing. Thai Airways is not doing well from what I hear.
Now it's like they kind of very poor.
Yeah, and they stopped that flight long ago. I think it was like the first year I moved here they stopped that flight. And it was only running like a few times a week at that point anyway. But yeah, good. Thai Airways is a nice airline, don't get me wrong. Unless you're a big dude, then I flew business class with them before and I couldn't fit in the business class like sleeper thing.
I think that might be your fault.
Maybe. Get to J, yeah. As long as nothing bad happened at Jib's favorite culture milk factory in Loxie.
What is that?
What cultured milk? Like a drinking milk? Like a...
Oh, Yakult.
Yakult is it in Loxie?
เกษตร not far from Luxy Junction.
Oh.
But you know, like they just announced last week that the lady that like normally ride bicycle with the cool bag of Yakult, all of them gonna stop working because of the COVID situation here is not good. So like in Bangkok and like the province that government said is a red zone, they're not gonna work. So like, but the Yakult company still pay them like 80%, I guess.
Oh, nice.
From what they say, like 80% from what they make. So like, okay, get money, stay home.
Yeah, I mean,
So like we have to order,
Yeah.
can order like a Foodland donkey.
Donkey,
Can
okay.
can order from donkey and other place like the mall group. So
Yeah.
it's like gourmet,
uh,
but not in 7-Eleven. So
yeah, usually we have an auntie that I'll see her on her
Yeah.
scooter or her Yakult scooter around. And sometimes I see her at the
I tried
post
to
office.
find her on Monday, but like
Yeah, not there.
not there. So she might start it early because they said like July 6th.
Yeah, and I get. I mean, with the third wave, it makes
Yeah.
sense. Why send your employees out if you don't have to?
Yeah.
And pay them 80% to stay home. It's kind of nice. See, where were we? Oh, here we are. I'm just trying to get more miles. Just trying to bank. I'm trying to hit that 1,000,000-mile status. Craig, was it you who said you hit 1,000,000 miles on 2 different airlines? You tried. Oh, you're talking about the Reese's plan? No, not yet. Not yet. Jib's going through a bit of a sugar detox.
Because I can try when he gonna film.
Yeah. But like for so long, we haven't even finished all of Frank's candy yet that he brought us. So quite a bit for Jib's toxicity levels to build back up. Oh, Joe still has all 11 fingers, Jib.
Where do you get extra?
I'm joking. He's joking. All 11. Did you see Johnny's bar protest video today? Sad, but he makes it funny. No, I didn't. Johnny is this the Hangin guy. I'll take a look. Check it out. I know some of the bars were talking about like just open, or some of the restaurants were saying they were just going to open in protest. I would imagine that's probably not the best idea.
So they said like, oh, government like order us to close, which is wrong, incorrect. They didn't like order to close restaurant. They said you can cook, you can sell, but no dining, which is understand because you have to take off the mask and eat and think about the next table sneeze. You get it, right? So some restaurant would say they don't care about what government say. They will just let people sit and eat, which is, well, with that, will they pay the medical bill? No. Will they pay when you die? No. So it's your choice if you want to eat in that place or just buy it and take it home.
Yeah, like honestly, we prefer takeout anyway. So I mean, I know a lot of people make a big deal about like the dine out experience.
So like we
but-
like to sit and eat in parlor.
yeah,
Before
but-
this, like we're not really
Yeah.
like order to deliver home. If we want to eat pala, we just like take train and go there, right?
Yeah, or if we're out, we'll stop in.
Yeah, like when we go out, okay, stop by,
Yeah.
eat, and then we come home. But with this situation, just like I call and order, and
Yeah.
then order Grab to pick it.
Still support.
home.
I'll try to still support our favorite restaurants for sure.
Yeah.
Did you fly in a C-130? I have flown in a C-130 before, yeah. And they put the little cargo pallets out for you to sit in with the chairs.
Is that
bolted
the
down.
military aircraft?
Yeah, it's a army carrier, or I guess Air Force
Oh,
has them too.
is it like a World War C, the one that Brad Pitt in?
I don't remember. World War Z. Maybe. But yeah, I've been in it where you just fly along you sit on the edge with the fold downs. And then I've also been in it where they fill it with pallets and chairs. Gator Jake says, Idea Studio, myself and your Mojo are enduring a hurricane to be here. Oh, really?
Huh?
So you guys are getting hammered down by, is it hurricane season already in the U.S.? You guys got one hammering down on Florida basically gets wiped off the map every like couple of years by hurricanes. And
And
they
why
rebuild.
people still live there?
They want to be near the beach. I mean, the people, despite all the jokes about Florida, there are parts where people really like to live.
So like, is that nice that you're like, okay, the house gone, but we will rebuild it. It's okay. Is that like that?
I have a friend who he's lived in Florida for 20 years now, and where he's at, his house just gets, his neighborhood gets flooded, his house gets blown away by hurricanes, like every couple of years, and he just like he's got. His house is built kind of in a way that it's just supposed to blow apart, I think.
So like okay, easy build, not much expensive. So like if it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Well, for the house, I don't mind, but for all the books, I cannot
Yeah.
let go.
I think that's just his lifestyle too. Is like he doesn't mind that his house isn't a big deal. Then he does a lot of outdoor stuff, hunting, fishing, things like that.
I think, not for me.
John saying he's looking at Chicago to Phuket tickets, one stop, shortest amount of time, 25 hours.
Oh, 25 hours.
So far. Yeah, that's about right, 25.
No.
Layovers in Dubai and Zurich.
Dubai. Wow.
So, yeah, makes sense. 25, not bad. I had a flight to the U.S. once. It was 36 hours total travel time. So not flight time and everything, but with longer layovers. Like, yeah. Paul, what's up? I booked a flight to USA to get a vaccine. I canceled because I finally got the queue number. Nice.
Yo.
For Vax here in Hoi Hin. 32 hours travel time. Yeah, 32. Not bad. It's normal. To Boise, Idaho. Damn. Don't tell Patty you're from Boise. He'll want your potatoes. He'll want your sack of potatoes.
Why?
Idaho is like known as like potato producing state.
Oh, they have Lay's factory there?
They have like the type of soil that's like perfect for potatoes, like sandy but nutrient rich. Yeah. Yeah, so nice, you got the queue. Do you know which vaccine you're getting, Paul? I have AstraZeneca for mine, and I got my second shot scheduled for September. But yeah, the queue system took. Did you use the Foreigner website for registration, or did Hoi Hin have something different? I don't know if our queue site was Bangkok specific or whatnot.
Yours is Bangkok specific because only hospital in Bangkok there.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know what Hoi Hin system was.
So like for other provinces, like they have their own. They just create their own application. So like the citizen that just like okay, we live in this province, we just register, and it's easy for them to manage the queue.
Yeah. It's the registration for foreigners in here. I mean, the system. Once I got in there, it was so smooth. I mean. They're just moving through. And all the nurses were great who doing the injections. Cody tried Palo durian sundae.
อะไรอะป่าละอู
Palao.
It's the name of durian ป่าละอู
Very delicious, really.
ป่าละอู is like I think it's in ประจวบคีรีขันธ์ไหม
How soft was it?
I don't know, I never try.
Cody, you're in Sham now, right?
ชะอำหัวหินประจวบ not far from each other. ป่าละอู should be good. I heard about the name but never try it. Expensive wonder.
Yeah, I know Jib likes it soft. She likes the durian soft and just like pouring off the seed.
No, not that soft, boy.
Yes, that's
my,
soft.
my.
Because every time we have durian, she'll go too hard. It's like dripping already. She's like, too firm.
No, do not tell the truth.
I tell him the truth.
No.
Craig says most international flights allow free layover any stop. Good time to explore and take a break. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take like a longer layover, depends. Like, for me, most of the time, if I'm traveling home, I just want to get home. Or if I'm traveling to work somewhere, I just want to get there and kind of do what I got to do and leave. So, like, I've never taken advantage of, like, booking a layover for, like, 24 hours and then, taking a day somewhere. But I think, like, if you're retired and you're traveling just for leisure, then it makes sense to just kind of chill and take extended layovers and hang out places. Winds and rain are going to hit pretty good. People not from here don't realize how much rain you can get from a tropical storm or a Cat 1 hurricane. You know what? It's funny. When I was a kid in Rhode Island, and even when I was living in Boston, my late teens, early 20s, there were a few hurricanes that didn't hit Florida and end up turning up and hitting the Northeast. And a couple when I was a kid, and then, like I said, when I was in my 20s, I remember Boston got hit with one really hard, and we got a ton of rain, and it really pelted down, and parts of the city flooded that didn't normally flood in Boston. But I don't remember in the Northeast. I lived in the Northeast for a decade after that, and I don't remember anything really hitting hard ever. But Florida would get hit more and more.
Does Boston have subway?
Yes.
Is it flat?
During the hurricane, yeah.
Huh? They
Yeah.
don't have a system that just close wall.
No, they were pumping it, but I don't think the subway was running during the hurricane. They shut down the part of the city and they were just pumping.
Yeah, I know, but they don't have any wall to protect from the water in.
Oddly enough, though, when I lived in Rhode Island, Providence has a hurricane barrier that can shut off and block the river from the bay that runs into the city, and so they can control the water level. Yeah.
But subway doesn't have.
No.
Oh.
No, but so Boston's the oldest subway in America.
Oh, okay. Because a Thai subway MRT, they
Yeah,
have a system.
you see the door. If you're ever at
you're
Samyang,
if it's gonna rain a lot, maybe not subway because they will shut it down.
Shut it down, yeah.
But okay, of course they will let you out, but
Maybe.
no,
Maybe.
they will.
You hope.
They announced it before, but not really have to close the door yet. But they shut down the system.
Craig, talking about the protests in Hoi Hin, I think it was about giving
Hoi
them
Hin เหรอ?
vaccine because they are most forgotten girls, and of course, opening for beer, etc. will save them financially. Well, I agree. Any frontline workers should be, open to the vaccine. I mean, the government has a system in place to sign up. I mean, maybe they're just not signing up also. But obviously, they weren't given vaccines as a priority over, say, medical workers, right? They shouldn't be, right? Nurses, doctors did get it first and should have, in my opinion, because if they die, we're all screwed, right? I mean, that's the essentially thing. They've been putting themselves at risk on the front line since the beginning. Craig was pushed out of a CH-53.
What is that?
CH-53, is that no, that's a plane or a chopper? My memory. Not good. Oh, John's a long layover guy, a mini vacation. I have friends who do the layover thing. Actually, 6 years ago, another YouTuber was in Bangkok, Jermaine Ellis, and Jim and I met up with him, and he was here for literally 3 days. He would book a flight somewhere that he could get for free or super cheap, and he was in Bangkok for 3 days. And we ended up meeting up with him, grabbing pizza at Pala, and that's actually how Eric and I met. Eric was complaining about Pala in the comments. I was like, "No, you're an idiot. Pala's the greatest pizza ever," but. And that's how our relationship started, and it maintains that debate to this day.
Start from pizza.
But the funny thing is, Jermaine booked a flight back to the U.S. He lived in San Francisco, or lived in Oakland, and he stopped in China, and he wanted to go see the Great Wall, and he literally had 5 hours. And he ran out of the airport, jumped in a taxi, it brought him to the Great Wall, he ran up. When he got there, got to the top, took a photo, ran back, couldn't get a taxi back to the airport. Finally got a ride to the airport and made his flight by 10 minutes. Crazy, right?
Yeah, crazy. I won't take that.
Gator Jake says, my house was built in 85. We got hammered, but everything survives. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think some are just built better than others. I think my friend... He lives on a really low 1-story, and I've never been to his place personally, but like I've seen him post photos. It just looks like it's just like kind of tacked together the way his house is built.
So like I saw the house design that makes like dome.
Oh, a geodesic dome, yeah.
Or is it
All the
possible to
triangles.
have it there?
You could build those anywhere, right? And they
Will it like save?
so a geodesic dome survives quite a bit of force from all directions.
Yeah.
There's all other types of problems with geodesic domes, though. So they tend to build up condensation at the top, right? And you need to build a vent to vent them out. And if you did that somewhere where there was hurricanes, the wind would catch that vent and rip it off, right? So there's all these other challenges to it. Also, apparently running utilities in a geodesic dome, like running electrical and running gas and water, very difficult because none of the walls are flat.
Oh yeah, right.
How do you hang stuff on the walls, or how do you like put something against the wall to utilize the space? Very difficult.
Or can you like build a block inside, like just
Good. Excuse me. So Paul says, I understand vac situation is terrible in Hoi Hin. Really?
Oh.
So they're just like, so there's, even for Thais, there's very few queues available for vaccine.
I think because of the situation now that like just some provinces have like a super number every day, so they try to like make people in that provinces get vaccine. So
No,
for
sneezing like crazy, guys,
for
sorry.
the province that like small number, it's okay. We think you can wait a bit longer. So then they move the vaccine to a province that has like a bad situation, like very bad situation. Because with that, like if you can reduce the number of infection, the doctor has a less workload. That's help for all the system.
I remember that there was a focus on certain age groups. I know a lot of the foreigners who live in Hoi Hin are older, right? They're retirees. It's like a great, kind of a sleepy retirement town. And like I would imagine that they would have shipped more foreigner vaccines there, or more queues for foreigners there, because of that larger age range.
Possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would have thought, because
like
Yeah.
with the age, it's make you not easy to recover.
yeah.
You take the baby in hospital longer than the younger group.
Yeah, so I mean, again, like I've always thought of Hoi Hin as kind of like a place like retirees go, and so for that reason, I thought that there would have been more vaccines available to foreigners for that regard. I was just looking at something. Florida man eaten by alligator. I think that's like a daily occurrence in Florida. And actually, Jiv just watched a horror movie that took place in Florida but then you said they had a basement, right? I don't think Florida houses have basements.
It's not that like the basement that you will put like a dryer washer, but it's like it
crawl space.
has a mud in it, so
Oh, yeah.
it might be like a
crawl space or something.
like the pipe.
Yeah.
Pipe is like down there, so it's like the dad went down to fix something, and then he found the alligator. That's how the story starts. And then hurricane come.
Oh, we have this mouse in a Cinderella castle. It could blow away for all I care, but so many people love it. Well, it's probably a huge revenue generator for the state, I imagine. The fact and employment base. I mean, I don't know. From what I understand, they don't pay well at the park, but still, a lot of people will have to work there. Actually, I don't know if you guys know. I think it's Wendover Productions where I saw this. They mostly do logistics videos, but it might have been his other channel, Half as Interesting, and it was about Disneyland, how it's its own county or its own city, even though it spreads across like 3 counties or something, and it's so that they can get out of paying a ton of taxes to the state of Florida. and they still pay a bunch because they generate so much revenue, but a fraction of what they're probably expected to pay. And they can also like control their own labor laws and zoning and all this other stuff.
Oh,
Holy crap, 108 in Boise.
what is 108?
108 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like over 40 degrees.
Oh, sun-dried pork.
Jim just wants all of you guys who are living somewhere where it's like super hot in America to make sun-dried pork.
And fry it for dinner.
Every time it's like sunny out, Jim's like, oh, sun-dried pork. Always right. Hey, Gator Jake, you guys, Joe too, you guys will answer this. I might be wrong, but I think that none of the houses in Florida have basements. Is that correct? You guys all build on slab or build on like the shallow crawl space? Oh, nice, Paul. You're getting the AstraZeneca registered in person. Wow. At the local mall. I got the AZ as well. I thought I was dying the day after the vaccine. I got it on a Wednesday. I was fine Wednesday. Jim had like some mild side effects, like a little bit of soreness, a little tired. I did not get out of bed until 1 p.m.
Because
on
he's
Thursday.
weak.
I'm weak, too weak.
Yeah, he's too weak. I can get up, same routine. Get up, clean dishes.
Sleep in the rocking chair most of the
Yeah,
day.
but I sleep later when someone come downstairs and waiting to get delivery.
I would
for
just
the
say
day.
my joints hurt really bad.
Told you
My
my
muscles
knees
hurt really
hurt, my elbows hurt, and you say because I'm old.
And that came back to bite. And that didn't age well, that statement. It bit me in the ass. Craig likes his durian when it's like custard.
Oh, that's like a very right.
Yeah, I wonder if you could make like a real custard from durian. It'd probably be a good consistency. I had a very minor first bad taste and immediately went away and tasted like banana cream butter. Oh, banana cream butter custard. So now that I've eaten it a few times, I definitely don't like that first bite where you get all the sulfur. But I agree that once you're used to it, it does take on, like I got a lot of, in the last one we ate, I got a lot of like cantaloupe, like melon flavors coming through in the durian.
Durian is durian, not cantaloupe flavor.
No,
thing.
but I was getting cantaloupe flavors coming through.
Maybe that's fake durian.
Yeah. Comments are firing off today. Nice. Mr. Mitch, how you doing, man? How is things? Mr. Mitch, you're close to moving here, right? Like you're like on the verge of like being ready to come to Thailand permanently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Don't forget to tickle the like button. Get consent first. Ask the like button if you can tickle it first, because we are pro consent here at Idea Studio. But once you get consent from the like button, go ahead and let those fingers fly, my friends. Tickle, tickle. Superstorm Sandy that destroyed New Jersey was the only Cat 1 hurricane at Idea Studio. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that wasn't that long ago either,
Sandy,
right?
I remember the name.
Yeah, it destroyed New Jersey, Long Island, part of New York City. And that wasn't that long ago either. That was like 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
You call that not long?
Now, again, I don't know like what category the hurricanes were that made it up to Rhode Island, but I just remember we get pelted by them when I was a kid, and then a few in Boston. But again, they're not strong compared to like, you see like in Florida, like all the videos you see of news reporters like on the beach, and they get smashed by like, they're getting blown away.
And why they have to stand there?
For dramatic effect. But like, no, we
Aye.
never had wind like that you see the news reporters in Florida like holding on to the telephone, to the light pole to try to not get blown away. But I just remember Rhode Island and Massachusetts like 20 plus years ago getting hit with some hurricanes. From Tampa to Phuket, 1 stop in, 4 hours, 35 minutes, layover Zurich, 25 hours, 15-minute total flight. Oh, not bad. For firmness, the top had a decent amount of resistance, but the bottom was not firm at all. Are we talking about durian still, Cody?
Dirty.
Dirty old man. Hey, Stuck, how's it going, man? How are you? Yeah, CH-53 is a helicopter. Yeah, I thought so.
Ah.
Yeah. There's a weekly mail flight across the Pacific Island from like Okinawa to Hawaii with about 6 or 7 stops in between. You could take that flight and stay for a week in each island for the next flight. That's not a bad deal. Jump on one of those Mac flights. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Just hang out on islands for a week.
Yeah.
I know a few ladies like, yes, Stuck thought the same thing. And I'm not sure that Cody's even still talking about durian. Let's see what else we got here. Anyone been in an Osprey? What's an Osprey? It's a helicopter, right? Osprey? I think I have not. Yeah, helicopter. I'm way behind. It was like an hour ago, it feels like. Had a 32-hour layover in Seoul once. It was a great time. Just enough to experience the city, but not to have to book anything. Slept like a log on the last leg home. Yeah, 32 hours. That's it. Yeah, just get back to the airport when you're done and fall asleep in the lounge. I don't know. They have the little... You were in Seoul. They have the little capsule hotels in the airport?
I don't know.
It's like a popular thing now where they'll have like little capsules where you can just rent it for like a couple of hours and then pop in and sleep.
Not sure because I went there with my friend who like very good for Seoul. So like she knows what to do, where to go. It's like, okay, go right away. And
Singapore has that in the airport now too, where you can rent like a little capsule and they unlock it. You put your stuff in there and it's just a little box you sleep in. You shut the light off. It's got a fan to circulate the cool air. Not bad. Or you can pay. There's like a proper hotel in Singapore that's not cheap.
I will sleep on the floor.
Stuck is saying probably some rain and wind tomorrow. We've been having that every day. Now in Florida, when you guys get hit with the hurricane, how long is your power out for? Like generally speaking, like I assume you lose power every time there's a hurricane. How long?
So when the hurricane comes, everyone has to leave the house, right?
They're supposed to. Some people stay.
And like say somewhere that they say, oh, hurricane not gonna hit this time or what?
They're supposed to, but I know a lot of people who will just board their house up and stay. So the hurricane will come. Not necessarily, but I mean, like it's like your dad stayed in the house when it flooded.
Yeah, right? But it's flooded, not like storm.
Yeah, but I mean, so some people do the same thing. If the storm's coming, they'll put wood over their windows so they don't break, and then they'll just hunker down in the house as long as the house doesn't blow away.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
One of my friends lived in Key West for a while, and I guess they used to have parties when there would be hurricanes.
Huh?
Like they would just have parties and drink during hurricanes.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what he told me. I mean, I don't know how true
and
it is.
What if all of them get drunk and then like something bad happens?
Well, again, my friend also was not the best decision maker, but he this is what he told me. I don't know how true it is.
Okay.
He lived there for like 5 or 6 years. He started off, like, before he lived there, he worked there in the summer times. And then he ended up moving there and living there full time, like, year round. But again, like, he left because there's, like, really no career for him there. Like, he didn't do anything, like, substantial. Like, he would just get odd jobs here and there. It was hard for him to even find, like, one job year round. He worked in a boatyard, like, for part of the year. And he did other, like, little knick-knack stuff. Let's see. Least amount of rain we've had in weeks, just a few sprinkles. At least 3 mods here in the path of Hurricane Elsa. Oh, is it Elsa? They named it after, it was a Disney princess named Elsa, right? From Frozen?
Oh.
Kind of a weird name to name a tropical storm after. Came out the Atlantic Basin, which is crazy for this time of year. You know, man, the whole world is crazy right now, right? The Gulf of Mexico was on fire. Chemical plants blowing up in Bangkok. Boise, Idaho is 108 degrees. The towns in northern Canada were 120 and they're burning down. I mean, It's a wild planet right now, man. What do you guys say? They called it the heat dome? You guys are living in a convection oven in North America. Yeah, Disney is its own entity. Okay. It's its own, is it a county or a city? I thought I had seen that. West Coast Florida never gets hit by hurricanes in July. Almost never, yeah. It's so crazy how West and East Coast Florida are so different. I just I've only been to each one a few times, but culturally they seem so different. Just lifestyle, and then obviously everything in the middle of Florida is really unique as well. But I mean, even in Florida is a big state, but you're in the middle, you're still kind of near the beaches and stuff. I always wanted to spend more time in the go visit the Everglades and take out one of those flat bottom boats. I always thought that looked like a good time. Where is that? I just saw something. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's you editing, John? What's up? What are you editing? What are you working on now? What's the next video on the Poe on the Go? Jib and I are almost done. We have a video that will probably drop tomorrow or Friday where we eat 15 different potato chip flavors.
15?
There's a lot. And we have the cheeseburger flavor, the salted squid flavor, or salted shrimp, barbecue squid, all the different flavor potato chips. I just got to shoot one more transition scene for it, and it'll be edit and it'll be ready to go. But it's just kind of a fun video of us going through the different chip flavors and what's good, what's not, what's horrible. But yeah, Jib tried the cheeseburger one, and there's a new one here called Korean garlic cream. See. Yeah, Jake said, never known a building there to have a basement. Yeah, some states are just like that. I know Florida has a really high water table, so it's probably similar to Bangkok where they don't build basements. They just pour a slab, or they pour a shallow foundation and start building. Where Dave's house, gotta love Thailand's house. If you see where in Surin, which probably has a much lower water table than Bangkok, I would imagine, but you see they just pour the foundation in all the way around. And a big, thick honking foundation all the way. And then they put slabs over it. And I was saying, when they were building this house, I was oh, well, the tile cracked because it's just slabs on top of the foundation. But then, I've never seen cracked tile in a house in Thailand. Cracked from the foundation cracking or shifting. So they obviously know what they're doing when they build it. It's a style of building they know. But I've seen houses in America where they'll build them on slabs, and a year later there'll be cracks running all the way down the tile from the slab cracking and shifting.
Because of your weight.
Because of our weight, no. It's just different way of building it. You go 2 feet below my slab and you're in water. Yeah, same thing here.
2 feet.
Less than a meter.
Yeah.
60 centimeters. Yes, 60 centimeters.
So you can fishing in your house?
Well, you dig it and the water will start to push up through the soil. Also, a lot of Florida has really sandy soil. So it's not really super stable. Like I said, when I see them building Dave's house, they dig deep, more than a meter, to put the pylons in to put the metal in for the pylons. So I'm sure his will be super steady. Whereas where we live, I'm sure it's literally just concrete on top of dirt. Just you know it is.
Not that bad. Because this more than 20 years of the building, and it still look good. So I think they'll have
That's true. These are older built. They're built from the 80s, right?
So the building that time, they tend to build it very strong because the cost of the material not
Not crazy high.
crazy that time. So they kind of like, okay, get whatever good and strong. But after like the booming of a house, it kind of like, okay,
Build it
try
quick.
to build it quick, make it cheaper. So like easy to you will see the crack on the wall in a new village now. It's like you're not even moving yet. It's already cracked.
There was a village where we lived in Prachani Wet. Our apartment building was built in I think the early 80s.
Yeah.
And fantastic construction, like thick walls, everything was great. There was a village not far from where we lived, closer to Whippavati, which is like the main road in that part of town. And they closed part of the village, right, because it sunk into the ground. So they built like these rows of townhomes, and when part of the village sunk, they ripped apart. And so they closed like part of the village. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't. But again, you see the way they build newer stuff here. They don't grade the land. They just flatten it. Yeah, they flatten it with a bulldozer.
Yeah.
They don't drive pylons or they don't put drainage in. They just start building. And that's what you end up with.
So that's like how like some people would like to get like a old building and renovate it because the structure is so good.
So John asked, what mic do I use for my cell phone? So if I'm going to film with my cell phone, I use my Rode Video Micro. And then I just have the TRS jumper adapter for it. So I'll just plug that into my phone, and that's what we use for recording audio on the cell phone. So like when we do the shorts and stuff, when we film vertical, those are almost always filmed on the cell phone. My Sony can also film vertical, but it's just so much easier to use the cell phone to do it. Stuck. I know of 2 houses with a basement here in Northeast Florida. It's the only place I've ever seen them. Okay, that makes sense. Northeast, yeah. The only crawl spaces are under the elevated trailer or permafacture home. Okay. Disney pretty much controls all the political stuff around Orlando. There's a saying in Tallahassee that your bill is dead if it has a rodent problem, in reference to trying to pass laws about. Oh, okay, gotcha. A rodent problem. That's a good way to look at it. Lots of changes in my travel plans over the past few months. A bit of a hold at the moment. Elderly parents, ailing father, waiting, so to speak. Okay. So, in a little bit of a holding pattern, waiting to go, but hopefully everything works out the way it should, and you'll be over sooner rather than later, right? So was offered a job with Celebration PD. Was almost communist how everything was controlled by Disney. Celebration, is that the police department for Disney? Or like near Disney?
Disney have their own department?
Probably. I mean, they have their own fire departments as well in Disney.
Well, fire department, I understand, like some part
in case the soda factory on site catches fire, they have to put it out.
Think about like someone maybe just smoke and like drop the cigarette somewhere and it's caught on fire.
I don't think there's smoking allowed in Disney at all.
Not allowed, but as it's a big land.
Yeah.
You always have your eyes on everyone?
In Disney, they have their eyes on everyone.
Really?
All times, yeah. Now, I think they make you wear bracelets in Disney now that track everywhere you go, so that they can supposedly improve your experience. You know, I went to Disney as a kid, and it was underwhelming in my
100 years ago. Do they have it there?
Haha. When I was a kid, not when you were a kid, Auntie. Pajip. But I remember it being underwhelming as a kid. Like the waits were too long for the rides. The rides weren't better than like some of the big Northeast amusement parks. And I'm not like a huge Disney fan. I have friends who are adults who will plan their entire vacation, like people who work a 9 to 5, right? And they get 2 weeks a year on vacation, and they will go to Disney for their 2 weeks, stay in the park.
2 weeks in a park?
Yeah, and they'll take the tram everywhere, and like that is their goal every year, is to spend 2 weeks at Disney and just do everything.
Okay.
And I mean, if you're into it, you're into it. Like, I'm not gonna knock what people are into.
So they must really love it.
Yeah, they love Disney. I don't think they go for the rides or for the whatever. They go because it's Disney.
Oh, they must like the characters.
Yeah, I don't get it. It doesn't, like I said, the rides weren't better than like going to Cedar Point in Ohio or going to Six Flags in New England. Like none of it was like mind blowing. And they go there. They stay in the park. They don't leave the park. They don't go to beaches or anything. They just do Disney stuff for 2 weeks.
Well, if they like it, like
I have a friend. He's done that. He met his wife in Disney
wow.
on one of these trips, and they go as a couple. He's been going for 15 years. I think she's been going since she was a kid with her family.
Wow,
And
so like good match.
every year they go and do this for their entire vacation. They go nowhere else. But I mean, just imagine, like, it's a hard thing for me to conceive, and I know it's a very popular thing though that people plan their years around this. It'd be like coming all the way to Thailand and staying inside. What's the name of that amusement park down in Samut Prakan where they filmed the Hangover scene?
Huh?
It's like there's a theme park in Samut Prakan, Thailand.
No, there's an ancient town.
Ancient city. Yeah, so imagine
it's
like
not amusement park.
well, imagine staying there for 2 weeks. It's the same type of manufactured experience. Except Disney's like a real city, where Ancient City's like a. It's like Ancient City probably fits in the parking lot of Disney. Like in the back corner of the parking lot.
I don't think
That's
we
how
have
big it is.
any place that big, that big, you know.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, again, like I would go again as an adult to check it out, to try it, but like I said, I just remember as a kid being underwhelmed. I remember the rides kind of sucked. I remember everything was like an hour plus to wait to get in.
Oh, I don't like to wait in a line.
And it was so hot. It was so
Like,
hot.
Long waiting.
Yeah.
Don't know when will be my turn.
Even when I went to Cedar Point, I would just pay for the VIP pass to skip the line. And then you still have to wait like 20 minutes because everyone buys the VIP pass.
Yeah, right.
Right? I mean, it's not that VIP. It's like
Then there might be with VIP.
I think it was like $150, like 4,000 baht, 4,000-ish baht to be able to skip the main line. But I remember one of the roller coasters, if you didn't have that pass, it was a 4-hour wait at Cedar Point.
It's a half day.
Yeah, to get on this roller coaster.
That's why I don't like amusement park.
I'll tell you what, though, Cedar Point in Ohio is like the pinnacle of amusement. Like their roller coasters are insane. But I imagine going like right now where it's like 700
No matter
degrees.
what type of roller coaster, I will puke after it anyway. So no matter what, it's not.
I think they have like 3 record-breaking roller coasters at Cedar Point, or that were record-breaking at the time they were built.
I think my brain not work well with all the shaking thing back and forth.
They have one that is EMP launched, that you launch basically 0 to 60, like right away it just shoots up and then comes down.
Ugh.
Oh yeah,
No.
they have the capsules, but it doesn't fit most very well. I hear the new ones are big. Yeah, I always wanted to stay at like the little capsule hotels in Japan, but apparently they top out at about 5 feet 10
So for
inches.
you, it might be coffin.
So, well, I'm 185 centimeters. Apparently, they go to like 175. So, you know, not.
You have to stick your feet out.
I think John's taller than me, so I can't.
So you just stick your feet out. That's it. So people know. Oh, this one occupied.
Yeah. So Jake says they don't leave the house unless the authorities tell us we should. Okay.
Yo.
I'm looking towards being in August, maybe later. Depends on how it goes the first batch, but deals are crazy cheap right now. I imagine, right? Trying to get like good deals flying in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hotel rooms in the airport, shower, everything. By the hour, half day, 4 hours, full 8 out. Yeah. I'm about 110 feet above sea level at the top of a hill. I have no problems with flooding. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
In Florida, that's good because a lot of places are like right at sea level or below, even as you get more inland. In Thailand, there's a lot of houses that are like a meter below sea level.
I mean, in Bangkok, right?
Yeah, in Bangkok, yeah, like a meter below sea level. A lot of the city, I think the average is like 20 centimeters below sea level.
We keeping like go down every year.
Yeah, and we're in the city sinking. Where we're at.
What song did you sing?
What? Sink. Not singing. And where we're at, our place is, from what I can tell, we're at like 45 centimeters above sea level. So not that high. But we do have good drainage here, which is nice. I think like where Frank lives, up closer to Sukhumvit is a little bit higher than here, even so.
Yeah, so count on the step that we have to walk up.
Yeah, so not bad. August 13th, they're trying to get the okay from the wife, all for August 13th departure. Is that permanent departure or just temporary departure, Joe? Quarantine time in Phuket is, I want to do the bike tour vid series. Nice. And I don't know if I think right now you have to stay in Phuket 2 weeks,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Stay there 2 weeks.
Yeah, if Todd is watching, he would know. He's got all the updated info.
Oh.
He's living in Phuket. He went back to Phuket, so he's living there. Oh, Joe didn't leave. He had 2 dogs. Oh, just one now, though. What's that? Top Thrill. Yeah, Top Thrill Dragster at that's at Cedar Point. Great roller coaster. That one's fast. It's only like.
Do you want to get like a claim insurance for my date?
Oh, you won't die. It's super safe.
Yeah, I mean like heart attack. From heart attack, not from accident.
Great roller coaster though. Top Thrill Dragster. Oh wait, well John says he's got 3 videos he's working on, 2 DIY, 1 art. Had to redo several shoots because the mic was so Try the Rode Video Micro. I think it's like a $60 mic, and then you have to pay it's ridiculous that the jumper is like another. I want to say the TRRS jumper is another like $20 for like a little cable because they can charge for it, so they do. But yeah, you need the TRRS to be able to work with your phone. Craig, there's an old Humphrey Bogart gangster movie that takes place in a hotel bar down in the Keys. Its plot has the big hurricane that destroys the one train at the time standing, illustrating the gangsters. I'll have to check that out. I've never seen it. All the chips you don't like, dip them in Vegemite. We'll fix them right up.
Are you sure?
I don't know if I want to taint my Vegemite, though, by putting the chips in it. Have to separate a little bit out. Key Largo was a good movie. Key Largo. Are you getting you're getting elite visa? Who's getting the elite?
John, Joe asked John about visa.
John Paul, you getting the elite visa? Oh, okay.
Alligator.
The alligator AVI.
What is AVI?
Image.
Okay.
Built in the 80s backyard. I lived in a swamp. They built the swamp in the 80s. Tell me about this.
Huh.
And then they stocked it with gators. I remember when I was in Florida one time, they served gator at this restaurant. Like barbecue gator. It was okay.
Huh. So it's like that alligator, just like the hay that you take photo, or they still have the full body? Or just the head and the body is already barbecue, like Dana said?
Yeah, I think a lot of places they just slaughter them and serve the meat up. It's a classic line about American diet breaking foundations. Probably true. When Jim looks at like the average caloric intake in the U.S., she's like, "What's wrong with you people?" Or we were looking at menus and like some places that have like 3,000 calorie breakfast, and she's like, "What?"
I cannot take that.
The house I'm in now, built in '56, almost impossible to drive a nail into some of the wood. Yeah, my first house that I bought in Rhode Island is actually, I didn't buy it, I inherited it from my dad, who inherited from his dad. So my grandfather built it. And the density of the pine in the original structure was insane. It was like such good quality wood. And when we added the addition on to the house, it was such a clear difference. I was looking at the wood that they were using for the framing, and it was so different compared to the original wood. And they're both pine. You know, that old growth pine from the '50s made a difference. Oh yeah, sweet and spicy alligator. Who sent that one, John? Or?
John. So actually, Thai use their skin
Yeah.
to make a bag. Bag.
When is Jib gonna?
like
Joe wants
purse.
to know when you're gonna start doing the walk and talk videos.
Mine. I don't. When I walk, I focus on my walk. I don't walk and talk.
Oh, you want to do a wireless one, John? Try the. I have the Saramonic. This kit. The Blink 500 Pro. It's a dual lav mic system. If you want wireless lavs, these are pretty good. I like these because of the case that they come with, and they charge in the case. Another good one is the Rode Wireless Go 2. That actually Chris from Retire Working From You has that one. But you have to plug all those in individually, and they just give you like a little bag to travel with. Personally, I think that the Saramonics have a little bit better sound with the capsule mic over the Rode, but so minor. And then the Rode apparently has better interference rejection than the Saramonic. So it really depends. I haven't had any issues with the Saramonic though overall, and I like having the case. But yeah, I mean, they both look good. Also, I think the Rode is a little bit smaller, so it's sort of easier. I'll tell you one thing that the Rode does way better than the Saramonic. So they've got the capsule mics up here. You can see they have like a little hole to hold a wind muff in. And if you have the Rode one, the wind muffs twist in so they don't just pop out. Whereas with the Saramonic, they just pop in. I've already lost one. So it just depends. I think that the Rode definitely has a better wind muff. And that's, if you're going to be outside and you want to film out in the open areas, like where it's going to be windy, that is a must-have feature. So if you're going to be outside, probably go with the Rode just for the better wind muff design. Everyone I know who's had the Rode, who's had the Saramonic kit, has lost at least one wind muff.
The dead cat, the small dead
Oh,
cat.
Joe sending the Patty.
What is
stick.
that?
So that's the new sticker, the Patty's Dreamy.
Oh, the bite.
Yeah, I tagged it. I gave it the tag Patty. Yeah, so you guys, I designed Patty's badges for him. So we were talking about some design stuff, and I offered to design his badges for his users and different colors that he wanted. And then when we unlocked with the last two people who joined the membership, we unlocked another sticker, or a custom emoji. So I asked Patty if he would mind if I used his Dreamy, because everyone voted Scooter for the next one. And I thought it was kind of cool because, we're friends and he's using it as his badge. And it'd be cool to just have something up there because I know a lot of you guys
cute.
know him. Yeah. It's just his little Dreamy. And I found the way it worked is I found some images, some imagery of the Dream Scooter. And so then I just recreated that in not After Effects, Illustrator. And then color changed it and, got him the different colors he wanted. Celebration is a Disney design community near Disney in Florida. Okay. Mm-hmm. Disney has over 20 miles of underground walkways. That's a lot of steps.
Why underground?
Probably to get between buildings and stuff without being out in the park.
Whoa!
Yeah, so Disney does a good job of shielding people from the operations. They only want you to experience what they want to show you. So, like, they don't want you to see, like, food getting delivered or anything like that.
So it's like you live in the dream of like a fairy tale land that type.
Yeah.
Don't see any like service thing.
Yeah, exactly. So Disney does a really good job from that perspective.
So I think
of
that's a good
logistics.
experience.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They control the
good
experience
experience.
completely, yeah.
You're not gonna see like staff eating somtam somewhere under the trees.
No,
and-
no. There's not going to be staff squatting in the corner, like eating like on their phone while you're trying to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Right.
No, none of that.
Well,
yeah.
then there's a good experience.
Yeah, and they have like the people who get paid to be in the costumes they're never allowed to take the head off. And they have like stations where they can walk over to and hook up like a hose that will blow cold air into their costume.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. So what does an undercover cop look like at Disney? Mickey Mouse suit? Or Mickey Mouse with the police outfit, right? Like the police outfit Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
It's possible.
maybe.
Can you imagine? Get arrested by Mickey Mouse
That
undercover.
would be cute.
Donald Duck. Joe has 100 shares of Disney stock. When did you get it, and how has it performed? Disney can track your movements, your rides, and when you spend money, but it's a opt-in program. Okay. The Beast. Talking about Disney, The Beast. When I was a kid, the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was my favorite ride. I don't think I remember that one when I was there in probably the 80s, I guess. Early 90s, late 80s. Probably late 80s
What is that?
when I went to Disney.
20.
20,000 Leagues is a movie. Or it's a book originally.
It's about like under the sea, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we have that version, but translate into Thai.
Yeah. John says hour and a half from Cedar Point. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I think the ride I like the most is called the Skyhawk. It's not a coaster. It's these two huge swings. And it swings back and forth. And when it's at its peak, you're like suspended like vertically perpendicular to the ground. So you're facing straight down. And it's each time you swing up, you get like a little bit of weightlessness. Such a great experience.
I cannot. I will pee myself.
I would ride that all day if I could. It's probably the best ride. But yeah, Cedar Point's a cool spot for sure. My buddy, you guys know Suburban Beard. He's big on Cedar Point. He has the year passes or the season passes. So he goes with his family like 5-6 times a year and rides all the rides. He's already been, I think, twice this year, maybe more.
Wow.
Yeah. And he lives like, if you're in Cleveland, you're less than an hour from Cedar Point. It's
Okay.
in, I forget the name of the town it's in. But yeah, you're not far. And it's, if you buy a season pass, it's, very affordable.
Okay.
But I would just go and I would buy the VIP set and just go for the day. And at least then, like, you're waiting at most 20 minutes. They have another coaster there. I think that when it was built, it was the longest coaster in America or in the world. It was like track-wise, it was the longest. And like really fun ride. Super popular. And then the year I left, they built another one that was under the track that it spins independently while you're on it type of thing. Yeah, it's a fun day. I mean, even if you don't ride the coasters, if you
So
just
I need lots of paper bag with me.
So they have other rides, like if you don't like coasters, you don't like extreme rides, they have other little stuff that you can do.
Do they
there.
have like a kind of a pony?
I don't know if they have
that I
ponies.
can
Like,
ride?
they have like little like they do have a ride that's like little cars that you just sit in and it goes slow around a racetrack.
Yeah, that time is okay. And then I come down and enjoy hot dog and popcorn and Pepsi. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all for me.
But you wouldn't enjoy it though, because I think like a hot dog and Pepsi is like 600 baht.
I will pack my own, like a fried pork and sticky rice.
Then they'll arrest you on the way in.
Really?
I don't know. I don't think you're allowed to bring food. Maybe you are.
Smuggle in
Smuggle
somewhere.
it in. Actually, I know someone who was sent away from. They were turned away for their shirt. For whatever reason, they said their shirt wasn't appropriate for Cedar Point and turned them away.
Maybe it's like some word print on that. Not nice for children there, I guess.
Maybe. Craig says they used to hop the fence into Disneyland on the weekends, pre-security days.
Can you? Really?
Back in the day. The Top Thrill Drax is 425 feet tall, 125 miles an hour. Yeah, the Top Thrill Drax is great. If you've ever been to Vegas, Sahara has the NASCAR coaster. That's another one that's really fun. It's short, it's not tall, but it goes under the wall of the casino, comes out onto the strip, goes up, and then just comes back. But it's that same type of EMP launch.
Cannot.
Universal Halloween Horror Night, so much fun. Oh, nice. Yeah, John's saying check Facebook. He's sending you all the stuff.
Maybe it's that one.
After cameras, we got busted as teens smoking a spliff and walking through the park a lot. And they took us below the park and tunnels and roughed my friends up. Really? Like old Vegas style.
What is
He settled and brought a house in Hawaii. Yeah. So they have a long wooden roller coaster at Cedar Point as well.
You trust the wood?
Yeah, it's an old coaster. Yeah, they maintain it quite well.
You trust the guy who check it?
It's not like some random samchai, right? They have a guy whose job is to check this roller coaster.
Okay. Because if it's here, I will.
Joe's 6 feet above sea level. Yeah, Frank says we might be higher, but we still flood. Yeah. True.
No, it's flood the road, but not your house. Not getting to your house, right?
I've been out for 10 minutes. All right, to take care of some biz. Nice. Temp for now. Oh, he's not making the permanent mic. Reluctant Nomad returns. Boya mic is a quarter of the price and comes with the TRS cable. Boya's got some good mics too. I've had some Boyas where I had issues with noise floor though. I had some Boya Labs back in the day, and they had really, really poor noise floor and really poor isolation in the mic itself. I'll try to get some videos. Storm. Oh, nice. Punta Alert was 4 feet above sea level, flooded quite a bit.
4 feet above. 4 feet, not 4 inch, right? 4 feet above.
That's what he's saying. The BYMM1 mic, 850 baht on Lazada. Okay. Not a bad price. Yeah, I think the last I checked, the Rode Micro was like 2,600 baht. No, we didn't slaughter alligators. Nuisance alligators that people report are taken. Gator tail grilled and blackened, seasoned light honey mustard is great. Yeah, I think I had blackened gator actually when I was there years and years ago. I don't think I've been to Florida in like 15 years. Some pansies report alligators they should leave alone though. I saw there was a video, this viral video maybe 5 years ago where a guy, his dog got bitten by an alligator, like his little puppy, and was pulled into the lake, a small alligator, like maybe 1.5 meters.
Okay.
And pulled into the pond where he lived. And he jumped in. This guy's an older guy too, like 60, 70 years old. Jumps in, pulls the mouth of the alligator open to free his dog, and then throws the alligator back into the pond. And on the news, he was like, "Oh, I didn't report the alligator because that's where he lives. We were too close." Right? So like he didn't want to report the alligator. He's like, "Oh, that's the alligator's habitat, not mine." He's like, "But luckily my dog survived, so it's all good."
Huh.
Biggest Cuban sandwich challenge, 6 feet long in Tampa.
6 feet?
Jib, you would like You would like Cuban sandwich, so it's basically just pork.
Oh, okay.
And then they smash it really
Is it
small.
with cheese?
Yeah, with cheese
Oh.
and mustard. But they smash it like really flat.
Oh, that's fine. That's good. That's good.
And then so you can bite it.
Easy to bite.
Yeah.
Yes, I like.
And it's buttered.
Ah, nice.
The Rode 2 also records on the device in addition to transmitting. Great for redundancy. Yeah, so here's the issue with the Rode 2 recording on the device is you need to set that up through the web app. And my understanding is that once you turn it on, right, it's constantly recording when the mic is on. So it's not like a feature you can turn on and off while you're setting up. But yeah, it is great for redundancy. The Rode also offers a safety track, and the Sarmonic doesn't. So that's another thing that... So the Sarmonic, they both have stereo, which is... I have the original Blink set as well, the original Sarmonic Blink Labs, Blink 500. And the reason I went to the Pro Kit was so that I could have a stereo track, and Jib and I could both have our own track that I could then edit in post and normalize the levels, because otherwise Jib speaks way lower than me regularly, and
I whisper.
It's too much of a difference to really it's too much of a difference to normalize on a mono track.
Frank,
so
is this conversation will lead to buy more thing?
Frank will say that the answer is always yes to that. The answer is always a new camera, a new microphone, a new audio recorder.
No, and then we have to rent that house, move your stuff in there. Like.
The
so pink one,
our shitty neighbors just moved out, so maybe we rent the other house next door and just have a studio. Walt Disney made the first garbage can with a flip top so people didn't see the trash, and they are every 30 feet. Again, a controlled experience, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to check out this Boya, though. The BYM M1.
From Lazada, it should be like...
$850.
Get it quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had some Boya. I had a Boya shotgun that wasn't bad, but the Boya... The Boya Labs I had back in the day had really bad noise floor. King Island, the best. The Beast, my first roller coaster. King Island. I don't know if I've been there. They used to have the Warner Brothers.
So now
theme.
John sent this to me because I check the phone, not you.
No.
Is it Japan?
200-foot wooden coaster,
Simon?
maybe. They used to have the Six Flags used to have Warner Brothers theme rides, like different characters.
ไม่เอาอะ
Or DC theme rides.
Scary. Yeah. Very.
Like Batman, Superman.
Very high, like very tall.
Sandusky, that's it.
Is
Sandusky,
that
Ohio.
John?
Yeah, with his gator. He's had a couple. He told me he had a couple gators, a few big ones.
Has it as a pet or what?
Yeah, well, he used to run a reptile sanctuary.
Oh, sanctuary. Okay.
Because John was a cop, but he was also like if any of the nearby communities needed like animal control help with reptiles.
Okay.
He was a reptile expert. They would call him.
Oh, okay. Here we have like a volunteer.
Yeah.
Like we call and like he come to get snake.
Yeah, so that was John in Ohio.
Lizard. Yeah. But like those person don't get paid, so we kind of like give him some gift.
But I don't think I think he was volunteering to do it in Michigan where he lived. So it's like, because a lot of the animal control, they deal with other things. And because he was a cop anyway, they could just call him and be like, hey.
He told it like, oh, this is my cat.
That's probably him on, he's been on Discovery Channel a few times.
Ah, nice. Why did like the tail look so big?
It does look like a fat tail, doesn't it?
Oh.
Is
that right for
something
the size?
special about a wooden coaster, right? Where it's like a wooden coaster has like a unique ride to it.
I think it might shake like when like the cart passes.
Yeah, it shakes a little bit.
That's scary. The stability, that's important.
The Magnum XL was the first 200-foot mega coaster. Raptor's inverted coaster, and the Millennium Force 300-foot. Yeah, Millennium Force. That's like the long one at
Oh my god.
Cedar Point. Put Jib in a swing carousel.
What is
It just goes round and round.
then
but not super fast.
okay, but still, but if it's one way, it's okay. But if it's like there and then backward, it's like no, I cannot. I will like die for sure.
Frank says the water hasn't come into his house since he's been here, but it does flood the neighbors and has flooded here in the past before the owner improved the drainage.
Ah, that's good.
Nice. Wild Adventure in southern Georgia near Florida border, they had a coaster called the Cheetah. It was a 60-mile-an-hour wooden roller coaster. They're closing it this year. That's fast for a wooden one. Okay. Oh, now we're gonna have now there's gonna be a fight. But Gator Jake says a Cuban sandwich in Tampa is greater than Southern Florida. Trash on French bread. So I've heard this exact same thing from a lot of people who say you can only get like a real Cuban sandwich in Tampa, not Miami. That like Tampa is like the home of like the real Cuban sandwich in America, because of in that it was just copied by Miami, but in Tampa it's like the real thing.
Okay.
The OG. Now I'm sure there are other places that do a good one, but like if you want the original,
Same as sriracha sauce.
Yeah, like America created the perfect sriracha sauce, and then Thailand copied it.
No, this one before that.
But yeah, no, like Tampa's known as like the real OG sandwich. I've heard this a few times, and from what everyone I know who's like a big Cuban sandwich fan, Tampa's where they go for like their Cubans.
So like every shop in Tampa will sell the good Cuban sandwich?
You wouldn't be it'd be like selling. You can't sell crappy pizza in New York City and stay in business. The same way you probably can't sell a crappy Cuban sandwich in Tampa and stay in business.
Oh, okay.
Because like no one's gonna buy it.
Okay.
Because there's so many options.
Maybe it's the first day.
Yeah, it's like it's just like selling somtam in Thailand.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you sell crappy somtam, you're not going to be in business very long. But and so in Tampa, I think it's probably the same thing with a Cuban sandwich. Like you can't sell crappy Cubans because no one will buy it. Oh, Craig had gator skewers in Pattaya. Oh. Stuck saying, yeah, I love the coaster with a great little park. Haven't been for years, but always stopped over on the way to Florida. Oh, that wooden one. You can turn it on and off with the app, and when it's off, it records nothing. It also has a rolling 8 hours of time record. Oh, so I thought you had to use a desktop app. Like I didn't think there was an actual mobile app to connect to it. I thought you had to plug it into your desktop app to desktop via USB and then connect to it through the app. I didn't realize there was a mobile app for it, Frank. And Frank, maybe he can just loan his out instead of making me buy one.
Maybe that's a good
Jim
idea.
would like Busch Gardens for the giraffe experience. We have giraffes here in Bangkok at the Bangkok Zoo. There's giraffes.
Yeah.
Knott's Berry Farm was raging during Halloween. Knott's Scary Farm days. Back in the day, you could dress up and drink, but not anymore. So I remember in Ohio, there was a place that I went with a friend on one Halloween. And it was supposed to be like this haunted farm experience thing. But I can't be scared by those things because it's like you just expect it. And I can't like get in a mindset that lets me be like caught off guard when I know what's happening for some reason.
So it's a fake ghost. in the farm, right?
Usually they're not set up as, they're not ghosts, they're like demons and stuff like
It's
that.
a fake demon in the farm.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
know it's fake.
Yeah, you know it's
So
fake.
same as pro wrestling.
Yeah, but pro wrestling is for like, I don't know, because you're not in pro wrestling, right? You're not like taking part in it. Whereas in this, like, they're supposed to be jumping out and scaring you.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just never really got scared by it.
So now you understand why I'm not get into.
You should. Pro wrestling is amazing. It's theater.
Also the scary farm.
Yeah, but that's different because they expect you to get scared. Now, it's a fun show. Don't get me wrong. The Scary Farm was fun.
Right.
I had a good time.
And
but
all demon fake for sure. You know that.
for sure, 100%. But again, I didn't get scared, but I had a very good time doing it. It was like an hour, like, to go through the whole thing too. It's like not a maze, but like a little path that you go through.
Ah.
And then like they have like different buildings you walk in, and people jump out.
I will scream for sure.
But you know, like the way it's built, like, you know, oh, someone's gonna jump out when we get to the end of the hallway, and someone jumps out at the end of the hallway, type of thing. But they do, one of the things in those scary places, they do a good job of like funneling you into like tighter spaces, so that it does build like stress.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's dark, right?
Yes.
Not easy to see things.
Oh, so yeah, John says he was the only licensed person near Detroit who could handle venomous and large reptiles.
Oh, you have to have license?
Or maybe to do it like as a service.
Well, here I don't think you.
There's no license
need
here.
The taste. You can go to like practice.
I think one of the
But if you're gonna work in like the place like the snake park at the Red Cross, maybe you need, I don't know, would they have special train for the staff or not? But the head of the group will be the vet and the, like many staff there.
Actually, my buddy Rob was asking me to go herping this weekend. I think he wants to do Friday. And I can't really do Friday because we live stream on Saturdays. But I told him Saturday night I'd pop out with him if he's going to do it. Down, he wants to go down.
Don't go.
Why not? You don't have to go.
You big target.
I'm not going to handle that. Let Rob handle the snakes. I'm not trying to like handle snakes. They go into the bushes and pull them out. I'll just hang back and take photos.
Still
It's also just fun to walk around.
in the dark.
Yeah. They had 2 gators over 15 years,
I have
but
to pick up this
inside.
call.
Okay. Jib's getting a delivery coming in, I guess. Let's get over 10 feet. My Nile croc got to 11 feet. My King Cobra made, 13 feet. Fort Myers was my favorite place to get a Cuban. A lady made 100 a day, only 1 per customer. Damn. That's commitment, 100 a day. That's like Chef Bing's here in Bangkok. It's a pizza place. He only does like 35 pizzas a day. Like he does like unlimited wings and stuff like that, but 35 pizzas a day is his maximum because that's how much dough he has available each day. I think they updated with firmware. I'll have to check. Never actually used them. So you got them, just never used them. I think for me, the Saramonics are great though. I just love having the charging case. But I think the idea with the Rode was it's supposed to have better interference rejection. And obviously, like I said, the muff, the actual wind muff design, way better. I've never been to a scary haunted house or scary movies. Yeah, like, I don't know, like the haunted house thing, the haunted farm thing, it's a fun experience, but it's not scary to me. I'll look at it later. I guess American alligators are lumped in with crocs and others in hemisphere. I'll take a look. Knott's is an amusement park. Started as a farm like 100 years ago. Now it's full-blown amusement park. There was an amusement park in Bangkok, and Jim and I were on the train one day, and it was like on fire, and you could see it. I don't even know if it's still open or not, but it was like, and it caught on fire like twice in like a couple of years span, like and like part of it burned down each time. I had to get a license to handle them, to run a rescue and work with animal control. Otherwise, it's illegal here. Yeah, I think like the guys who do it, like especially on the islands and stuff, like no license. They're just guys who don't mind handling snakes, and you call them and they'll pop in. I also have the labs test them, but I haven't filmed since I got them. Yeah, I think that. I use the labs all the time now. It's like if Jib and I record together, it's just easier in post. The workflow is so much easier. But yeah, overall, I don't know what I think. Jib's buying insurance or something for me on the phone, health and life insurance, so she can kill me. Or if I die of natural causes, she'll get a payout. My daughter got me a new CM Tech mic and stole my Yeti. CM Tech works amazing. So you got the Yeti and she wanted it, and so she got you a new one. Yeti's a good mic for a USB mic for sure. The Yeti, the blue Yeti. I've used it a few times. The one thing that's interesting about it is it has controllable pickup patterns, so you can shape how you want the audio pickup to be, and it affects the sound. There was a guy who I was producing a podcast for remotely, and he bought a Yeti, and he would always change the pickup setting to where the pickup was facing his computer. So what you would hear was him speaking, it bouncing off his screen and back to the mic. And every time we would do sound check, I'd have to walk him through how to change his pickup settings. He's like, I don't know how this keeps changing. I was like, it's not on its own, dude. You should put your $30 mic to replace your Yeti. Oh, it sounds like a good deal, John. Sounds like a good deal. I think she made out on that one. Yeah, I think the Yeti is just fantastic as far as like if you just want like an all-in-one mic to plug into something, good to go. Was that the insurance guy, babe?
It's about my insurance. Like to confirm. Like they call to ask if I get the email about the whatever document that is.
What it covers.
Yeah.
I thought it was the life insurance, so you could kill me.
No, it's a health insurance for me.
Not life insurance, so you can like push me off a cliff or something.
No. I told you, if you get the accident insurance, you have to die for the weekend and on other vehicle. So I get like 6 million top up.
Oh yeah, so there was like all these contingencies. Like if
it's like the way he explained, it's like, okay, sir, I have to pick the day to die, right? Like a weekend day, and then
push me off. I have to be a passenger in a car on a weekend on a holiday.
Yeah. So if you just get like any like other like just regular accident and die, you get 2 million. So I guess like in case like you fall from a stair and you die, so that's accident, right?
Yeah.
And if it's a weekday, you get just 2 million.
Have to be a hell of a set of stairs for me to die.
Do not, but I will.
Be like huge, like 20-story stairway. Fall off of that, dead. Let's see what's in.
You see the bruise still here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jib took the bike for a ride, and the seat was set for my height. And she smashed her shin. She like still in pain.
Still hurt. Since last Thursday. A week, still hurt.
I scared some girl at a movie theater.
What?
Friday the 13th movie. The cops came, but we got away. We were all in tears. When I lived in Monterey once, there was something happened, like the kitchen caught on fire. And we're at a restaurant, and the kitchen caught on fire. They were clearing us all out. And as I was walking out, I was joking. I'm like, oh, we're all going to die. I didn't say it that loud, but like just like mumbled it. And this cop got so pissed. He's like, you can't say stuff like that. I'm going to bring you to jail. I was like, fuck off.
They shoot.
No. I wasn't going to let him arrest me. Cody said, I'm a big fan of my $10 Behringer 8200 XLR mic. Oh, nice. Yeah, obviously, anytime you can get an XLR mic, if it's got, decent, if it's got good connections, I mean, you're always going to have a better audio from XLR just because of the connection type over like a consumer grade headphone plug or mic plug. Hey, have a good night, John. Thanks for swinging by. I actually think we're going to wrap it up as well, guys, because I'm feeling like a little bit sick, so I want to go to the bathroom, and yeah, I don't feel so great for whatever reason. So we're going to wrap up as well. A little bit early today, but thank you for rocking with us and hanging out. We really appreciate it. We'll keep you guys updated on everything going on with the chemical plant and all that craziness.
Anything can happen
Yeah.
overnight.
And if we get any more updates on the Sandbox, we'll update you guys in the next live stream on Saturday.
Sandbox so good, but Bangkok
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
locked down.
We might be District 9. All right, guys.
Seriously.
Until next time, keep taking action. Make your ideas reality.